Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 40% alcohol blended Scotch whiskies. This is Inver Green Plaid, very rare Scotch whiskey. Well, it is rare for Louisiana. I only found it at one store in my life, and they don't even sell it anymore last time I checked. Introduced in 1961, and it looks like they never changed the label since 1961 because I was looking at old 1960s advertisements and it's the same thing, except you don't have the tax stamp now. It's got a cream colored cap. I don't know who makes this. I know who bottles it. It says bottled in Chicago, Illinois, but I think that's just an office. I think it's bottled at Buffalo Trace, really, by Barton Imports. Barton used to run a lot of advertisements for this product in the magazines. A blend of superbly light 100% rare Scotch whiskies distilled and blended in Scotland. Yes. There is a company called Inver Distilling, and they have a lot of different brands, but they don't list the Green Plaid because they may not own that brand. They might have sold it off to Barton Imports. And Barton Imports, it says right here, it tells you, we love to hear from our customers, Sazerac.com. So Barton Imports is owned by Sazerac. They bought Barton in 2009. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this. Age 36, age 3 years. Imported and bottled by Barton Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Well, maybe it is. Maybe there is a bottling plant in Chicago, Illinois. I don't know of it. Doesn't mean anything. All right, let me put that in the notes. Age 3 years. Sorry about that. Age 3 years. That's the minimum required by law, so it's very basic. The competitor is Chivas Regal 13 Extra Aged American Rye Cask Selection. So they say on the web, this is the 2019 bottle, Manchester United special release. And now they have the new bottle design and new label because this was just a 1 year thing 5 years ago. But they kept it around, but they say they make it. All right, the website's talking about it, but I've never seen it at a liquor store. I saw the Chivas Regal. I've seen it. Obviously, I bought it at Savannah Discount, but beyond that, I've never seen it. And I used to see the Chivas 13. It was just called Chivas Extra 13, not any special wood treatment, and at Walmart. But then I haven't seen that for a while, so I don't know what's going on. This runs about $45. But I got it at Savannah Discount for $9.99. Now, can you believe it? $9.99. True story, though. First of all, you're probably not going to find it. Secondly, it definitely won't be $9.99. It'll probably be 40 on, at the worst case, 45. There's no website for Inver Green Plaid, but here's an example of the old Inver's in Paris. The boulevards and sidewalk cafes of Paris are even livelier these days. And the tagline used to be soft as a kiss. And they used to have a metal cap, now it's plastic. Parisians enjoy them with the Scotch that's soft as a kiss because they didn't have it trademarked. Paris is now drinking what London, New York, Rome, San Francisco, and Moscow are drinking. Inver, the international Scotch, continues its triumphant march forward. It was always 80 proof, imported by Inver Distillers Limited, Philadelphia. Maybe it was a different company, and Barton got a hold of it, I guess, and advertised. And Sazerac definitely doesn't advertise, so you'll ever see a Sazerac ad. They just stick stuff on the shelf. You know, if it sells, fine. If it doesn't, too bad. They don't even advertise for their big stuff like Buffalo Trace. But there's an example. Different bottle design. But look, same label, same exact label, just different bottle design. from the old owners. And may have always been bottled in the U.S. I really don't know. Here's the Chivas. They show this every time. Chivas Extra 13. Discover a world of flavor. That's the new. I like the new label better. But anyway, the one I showed you that I have is never was the permanent label. It was just a 1-year special edition. They don't take all of this and age it in American rye cask. They take a portion of this batch, they age it for, they don't say how long, in American rye cask, and then they put it back into the blend and blend it again and then bottle it. But it's all at least 13 years. They age all of it at least 13. Then they take a portion and give it further aging in rye cask, okay? But no, that doesn't make it a 14-year because it's probably not aged for a whole year. And they don't say anything about that. They just say 13-year. Okay. Does make a difference, though, in the flavor. Foil cap cover, beautiful plastic cap. Haha. Gotta make sure I gotta make sure my labels are correct. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. So I got one more taste challenge after this for Wednesday, and that is could skip it though because I doubled up a few days ago. But that's the I better put this over here. I think it's going to fall. That's the really rare Glenloggie. Although you can find Glenloggie at Total Wine and More. It says it's got some whiskey company on it, but I'm not familiar with them. And I looked it up, Mac and Schulte or something. I have to look it up. But then the trademark says it's made by Witt and McKay. So that's probably the truth. And they, you know what I mean, they market it under an alias name. Is it a private label for Total Wine and More? That's the impression. They listed under Spirits Direct, which apparently is their private label. Although they have a Canadian whiskey brand, Canadian Lake, and that's just a regular Sazerac brand. They've been making that for years. Okay, so I didn't say it was popular. I just say they used to show that on the Sazerac website when they used to list all their brands. So I don't know. I guess Spirits Direct is typically private label, but not exclusively. And they're like inexpensive options. Okay, so now we can see the Chivas Regal 13-year Rye Cask Selection is dark amber. Well, not dark, but amber. Almost a copper. Now, whereas the Inver House is very light, greenish gold. Get my fingerprints all over the glass. Do they add color into this? Doesn't appear that they do. I mean, if they were adding color, it seemed like it'd be a little darker. It wouldn't be so pale straw. But I'm gonna go along with they're not adding coloring. That they're not adding coloring, but we don't know. But I think they're not. They're not adding flavoring because you're not allowed to add flavoring to Scotch. So you can add coloring. I mean, you can add flavoring to Scotch and sell it as a flavored Scotch. Like the pineapple, you know what I'm saying? Buchanan's pineapple, but you can't add flavor and then sell it like it's just a Scotch with nothing added. No, that's not allowed. No. Canadian, yes. Irish, I'm not sure. I haven't checked the specs. Probably not. American blended, yes. Allowed. Not required, but allowed. Bourbon, no. Can't add flavor into bourbon and sell it as bourbon. You can add flavor into bourbon and sell it as bourbon with flavors. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But then it's not a bourbon. It's a bourbon with flavors. You say, well, that's kind of like the same thing, right? It is kind of like the same thing, but that's not the law. It's real particular. Although in the long run, it's really meaningless. But okay, aroma. So straight bourbon, you'll never have flavoring at it. Never, 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 never. No coloring either. So if you want to be on the safe side, if that's like something that bothers you, yeah, just get, doesn't matter what state, Indiana, Kentucky, doesn't matter, but straight bourbon, then you're safe. Or bottle and bond, and you know it doesn't have flavoring or coloring. Scotch, it's not going to have flavoring unless it's a flavored Scotch, but hey, it might have coloring unless the bottle says natural color. Then you'll know. Like the Ardbeg 10 says non-chill filter, natural color. Yeah. Yeah, it's real light. Now, the Inver House says on the label extra light whiskeys, so I keep that in mind. This seems to have that little rye tweak, but honestly, on aroma, it's not too different. That's a 10-year difference in aging. Let's remember that. A 3-year age, and we're going 10-year age. So it should make a profound difference. Now, the price, I paid $11.99 for that liter of Inver House. $11.99. And like I said, never saw it again. I mean, I might have seen it for a year, and then the next time I checked, it wasn't there, and I never saw it anywhere else. Normal, it's now the price is probably $16.99 for a liter. I could check, you know. Doesn't matter. Like I said, Chivas, the extra 13-year Rye Cask Selection is about $40. Cheers to the taste. Huh. This has a little peatiness, and I know for sure, since I tasted it 16 times, 17 times, once at David's house, once solo review, and I did 15 taste challenges so far, and I got 15 right and 0 wrong. That's a great achievement. Maybe it's not an achievement on my part, it's an achievement on the whiskey's part for being unique. I really think that's the answer. But it doesn't have any peatiness at all. You know, that compost pile taste, like rotted organic matter, which doesn't appeal to many people and turns them off from Scotch. Fair enough. I know people say, oh, Scotch, oh, gross. Drink what you want, I guess. But this seems to have that, and I know that Chivas does not. I don't think Chivas 12 has it. In fact, I know it doesn't. Okay, yeah. So here, I'm getting that sharp flavor. And I don't want people to get confused, and I keep emphasizing this. It's not a harsh flavor. It's not a harsh flavor. It's a sharp flavor. It's like a sharp thing that is hard to describe. And I think it's from that rye cask. And it must be 100% rye cask. It must be a rye whiskey from America that's 100% rye, or at least 95. I would think that. Yes. And that's what's giving it that sharp character. Now, would I like to try the tequila cask, the rum cask, the bourbon cask, the port cask, the Oloroso sherry cask selections? Yes, I would. But then that would require me to actually be able to find them, which I've never seen them. And I definitely am not going to see them for $9.99. Well, now wait, I should not say that. Because I stumbled across this at Savannah Discount. And it was $9.99. That's the Rye Cask. Who knows? I might go there next time and they got the Bourbon Cask, which I would immediately buy if it was $9.99. Have no doubt. Switching around like mouthwash. Here's another thing. I'm getting that biscuity barley malt. Biscuity like you get with a beer, like a biscuit. And that's coming from the single malt that they're blending into this Inver House, which is probably 20% single malt, probably 80% grain whiskey. But hey, but that's fine, you know. Yeah. It's pretty basic, but I don't know how somebody would say it's bad. Like I saw some video review and they were like, oh, you know, they're like all dramatic, gagging, like, oh, that's terrible. I'm gonna dump it out and all of this. And I'm saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not authentic because I'm tasting it and it's, you could say it's plain, it's ordinary, it's kind of ho hum, fine. But get on there talking about you got a drain pour and all, nah. You're just trying to hustle for views or something because that is not the way it tastes. Would I go seeking it out? Heck no, I didn't. I just ran across. I just saw it. I said, "What is this? Inver House? Never heard of it. $11.99 a liter. Yeah, I'll try it. No risk, and it worked out." The Chivas, yeah, this is something to seek out, though. Honestly, you might want to keep an eye open for it. Now, do they have a locator tool on the website? You know what? I never did check. Let's see. Is this the Chivas? Let's make sure I got it right before I talk too much. Yeah, I got it. All right. 16 wins, 0 losses. Excellent. Not doing as well as South Carolina women, who are 27-0, but I'm doing all right. Talking about women's basketball. So the Chivas Regal Extra Rye Cask Selection is clearly better, and it had better be better because it's a lot more expensive. So, and it's not really expensive. $40 is not really expensive for Scotch these days, but blended or a single malt. So yeah, that's a winner. That is a winner, a winner, winner, winner. I have a lot left, so I'm going to have a lot of good times with it, you know, in this scientific format. This one, I don't think I have enough left for another taste challenge. It's not looking too good. That's just a minimal. That's not going to work. That won't make it out the gate. So last call for Inver House. It's not legendary. It's not the finest as they claim on the bottle. They always say that, you know, and I don't care what low grade product. I was saying that yesterday. You could get the cheapest Scotch. I mean, the cheapest gin, Crystal Palace gin. I asked somebody at work. I said, Tiffany, you ever tried Crystal Palace gin? She said, I don't drink that crackhead. But she said, I let those crackheads drink that stuff. That's what she said. I don't drink that crackhead gin. I had to laugh. See, but if you read the bottle, and is she that wrong? But if you read the bottle, they'll tell you how fabulous it is. And it was introduced by Seagram's, of course, in 1937. Who else? 34, sorry, Crystal Palace. And they sold it to Sazerac in 89 with that big sell-off. Sazerac's like, yeah, we deal in cheap stuff. That's pretty much what we deal in. And look at all the money we making from Taka. What the heck? Oh, and by the way, Taka gin is one to look for. I was reading so many gin reviews, and they were saying Taka is a secret weapon because it's inexpensive, it's hard to find, and thirdly, it's a much better tasting than you would ever dream. Taka gin. I know where to find it. I'm not too keen on the new label, tell you the truth. The new label ain't got me too thrilled, but apparently it's got a lot better qualities than you would ever dream. Now, Taka vodka, that's not really this well regarded. Okay, so bye-bye Inver House. We will never see this again ever on this channel, unless somebody gives me a bottle, which could happen because somebody gave me a bottle of Canadian Limited. Not that great of a product, but then on the other hand, not terrible either. All right. Actually, Walmart sells a ton of that stuff in a figurative manner. I mean, you go to Walmart, they got Canadian Limited coming off the shelf like snapping my fingers. Big handle bottles, 750s, all day, every day, all day, every day. Rich and Rare also, Rich and Rare. They don't sell the Rich and Rare Reserve at Walmart. Don't know why. Sell it at other stores. But the regular Rich and Rare, the old run-of-the-mill product from 1962, that's coming. That's just all day long. And it's still like $8.49. And the if I'm not mistaken, the Canadian Limited is still $7.99 for a full-size bottle. It's crazy, right? All right. And I don't think people are buying it all day long because they hate it. I really don't. You say, no, they got problems. They got drinking problems. They're alcoholics. That's why they buy it. Well, but why buy that? You know, why would they pay that? Because you could buy the whole jug of vodka at Walmart for $11.99. Caliber, pure vodka. It's made by Sazerac. Everybody knows that. Buffalo Trace. Well, I mean, everybody doesn't know that, but you could know that if you did the research. And so why would you pay $7.99 for a regular bottle and you could get a whole handle for $11.99? Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And why would you even pay $11.99? Because Walgreens got the Colson's vodka, same company, Sazerac, Buffalo Trace. Colson's, $10.99 for the handle. Yep, I'm not telling a lie. I bought a regular size bottle, $7.50 for $4.99. True story, not making it up, not a lie. And that was in 2024, not 1984, not 2004. This year, 2024, or it could have been December 23. Didn't track it, but it was close. Regular bottle, regular size, pure vodka, not vodka with premium, not premium vodka with premium liqueur or natural flavors. Not that that probably matters much, but it is pure vodka. $4.99 a bottle. $4.99. Now, so it gets questionable. I mean, I know what you're saying, and I don't take it in a bad way. If people are flip about it, that's an old hobo whiskey. I don't take it bad because A, I don't run the company. B, I don't market the product, and C, that's just your opinion. And but I do know that those are oftentimes much better than you would expect. Not that they're fabulous by any means. One more thing. Funny thing about Sazerac, they got all these gins that are regarded like Taka gin that people actually say this is one to track down. I mean, you could just read multiple reviews, I mean, 20, 25. They're saying, oh man, this stuff is much better than I ever dreamed, and could be a self-perpetuating legacy. I mean, it could be a self-perpetuating legend. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say it's really good for the price and then it just extrapolates. But it grows, it ameliorates, instigates, and annihilates. But all the ones they have, what do they promote on their website? Miles gin. Miles. Now, Miles has got to be about the cheapest thing you ever imagined to see. But here they are on the website promoting it like it's some kind of specialty item. I'm not joking. Look it up, Sazerac.com. Miles gin. They go into all this detail about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? No one thinks of that as a good product, but they are touting it like it is something to track down. So Sazerac is a company that I'm only 30 miles from their headquarters, and I cannot figure them out. They are a mystery to me, like Fleetwood Mac would say. They are a mystery to me, but a good mystery. They're fun. They're a fun company, and they give free tours. That's a good free tours at Sazerac House Distillery in New Orleans, where they make Sazerac rye. Uh, Buffalo Trace. They used to do Barton, but I guess nobody was going to the tour, so they shut it down. I went there, and I was the only one there with one other guy. But if you go to Buffalo Trace up the highway, you'd be on a waiting list to get into the tours. True story. To give free tours at Sazerac House, to give free tours at Buffalo Trace. I don't know if they give free tours at Glenmore or tours at all. I don't know if they give tours at Lewiston, Maine, at the it's a pretty big facility up there, White Rock Distilling. Canada, Montreal, they claim they're going to. They may already give tours. There are Maison Fondé in France. There are a cognac house in France that they own where they make the Sazerac cognac, which is $150, which is why I never tried it. Yeah, they give tours there. And in India, they have one in Goa, India. It used to be a Portuguese territory in India. Goa. It's called John Paul, right? It's called John Paul Distillery, where they make some Indian bourbon type thing, but it's not bourbon because it's not made in the United States. I think they give tours there, but I'm not going to go to Goa, India to try it. All right. So bye-bye, Inver House. You did a good job. Well, you did an okay job. I don't know about good, but it does have it does have a little peatiness, but smokiness, forget that. If you think it's going to have smoke, you are terribly wrong. But it does have that peatiness. Now, the Chivas Regal has neither peat nor smoke. Like I said, no peat, no smoke. It's just a sweet honey topped whiskey with that sharp, almost indescribable flavor note, but definitely worth trying. So got one more, the Glenlogie. Is it great? You think it's great, and I paid $15.99. You know it's not great. But on the other hand, it's definitely not bad, as you may imagine. What am I saying? I didn't pay $15.99. I paid $9.99, right as the inflation was taking hold, the JB inflation. I caught it because a week later it went up. And I should have bought the King Edward because the Prince Edward, right? Not King Edward, the Prince Edward, because it went up from $9.99 and it's high now. But I didn't know. But I bought the Glenlogie and it was $9.99. The last time I saw a full bottle of Scotch, it was the last time I saw a full-size bottle of Scotch at Total Wine and More for $9.99. Glenlogie. Yeah, it's not as good as you would want it to be, but it's definitely not as bad as people claim. Like if you read reviews, they're talking about this stuff is trash. It tastes like solvent, like you would use to take wax off a floor and all this. I'm like, nah, it doesn't taste anything like that. Is it fabulous? No. Is it kind of drab? Yeah. Is it a little bit bland? That's probably why it's $9.99. But is it terrible? No, no, no. And that's going to close out the Scotch whiskey series. Glenlogie, I saved the worst for last. But then we're going into brandy on Thursday. I have I have this Mexican brandy, Presidente. I got the 40%, the US market one. It's not exactly great by any means, but it's better than the 35% one I bought in Mexico. I was in Mexico one time. I've been to Mexico many times. And I said, oh, Presidente, I bought the half-size glass bottle. I got home and I said, 35%. Oh, I was so irritated. And man, that stuff was boo-boo. That was the worst brandy I ever bought besides the Hartley brandy VS. They don't make Hartley VS anymore, thank goodness. Even Sazerac decided it was too bad to make. But that Presidente was boo-boo. Now the 40% alcohol, which it has to be for the U.S. market, because you can't have brandy less than 40%. You can have a brandy liqueur like blackberry brandy, but not real brandy. I mean, it's okay. Is it worth $12.99 like I paid? I mean, I just assume buy probably E&J. You know, that's kind of harsh, kind of bitey, but I guess the Presidente is going to be kind of up and down in the challenges. Like it'll win a few, but it won't really win many. And hey, well, too bad for it. I didn't make it. Emperador made it. Okay, and then we're going to go into rum after that. And I got the Calypso Silver. Calypso Silver. And that's one of the rums that people ask me about more than almost any other product. I kept getting question, when you going to try Calypso? When you going to try Calypso? I said, I don't know about that. And then I stumbled across it in Houston, Texas 2 years ago, and I bought it. So I'm glad I did. So that's what's coming up. So thank y'all and take care now. Bye-bye.